All right, good evening and welcome to the Limerick Board of Select Persons meeting for May 13th, 2024. I will look for a motion to go into executive session regarding 1 MRSA subsection 4056F.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, we are in executive session. We've come out of executive session, and we're ready for the Limerick Board of Select Persons, May 13th, 2024 meeting. So let's start with a flag salute, please. Okay, I'd like to see if we have a motion to accept the minutes of May 6th.
So moved.
Oh,
Second.
wait, I'm sorry, I take that back. They'll be on next week's agenda. We don't have them.
Oh,
So never mind. How about a motion to accept the warrants?
So moved.
second.
Discussion? All
I
in
haven't looked
favor?
at them yet.
What was
I
that?
haven't looked at them yet, that's all. I'll abstain.
Oh, okay. So we got, okay, all in favor then? So we got 4 and 1 abstention.
Yep.
Okay, would somebody read the announcements, please?
Yes. The planning board will meet on Wednesday, May 15th at 7 p.m. The select board will meet on Monday, May 20th at 7 p.m. The charter commission will meet on Thursday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. The transfer station will take in brush for Limerick residents until the end of June. The municipal building will be closed on Monday, May 27th for Memorial Day. The June vote will be held on June 11th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. All ballot questions are available at the town website to view or available at the town office as well. The appeals board has 2 vacant seats to fill. Please reach out to the select board admin if interested at 793-4475. As a reminder, if you're speaking at any meeting, please go to the microphone so everyone will be able to hear. As part of the hearing assistance policy, no personal attacks on any individual or firm, including town employees, town officials, or members of the public will be tolerated during any meetings. Please direct concerns about individual employees or town officials to the chairman of the Board of Select Persons outside the public hearing. And please stay current with town information by visiting www.limerickme.org.
Okay, thank you. So, going on to department reports, I'll recognize Neil Meltzer to speak about the bandstand.
Good evening, Neil Meltzer. So 2 weeks ago, I brought the select board up to speed on the bandstand and what needed to take place so it could be reopened and used. I was able to talk to a contractor, Greg Sanborn from Limerick Steeplejacks, who said he was interested in doing the work. I was able to speak to Limerick Light Iron, who said that would honor their agreement to donate, to fabricate the metal rail and donate it. According to Greg, he can do it within the $1,000 budget that we had allocated. So I'm asking the select board how they would like to proceed.
Well, I think if it's budgeted and, in agreement, I think we should just go ahead and get that thing available.
Agree?
So I will work with Greg. It'll take Limerick Light Iron somewhere around 2 to 3 weeks to fabricate the rail. It'll take Greg, it's a small job, but he still has to work it in. This is a busy time of year. Probably several weeks after that to do the work. Once the concrete pier is installed, we have to wait approximately 30 days for the concrete to cure before we put anchors in it. So the long and the short of it is that railing won't be up for at best 2 months. After I spoke with the board 2 weeks ago, that next morning I reached back out and recommended that we go ahead and put back in the temporary wood rail that we built last year so that the bandstand can be used. And this way we can make sure that the bandstand can be used and the work that will be done for the permanent repair can happen in a timely way. So I want to know if that was something that the select board intended to do and was something that the maintenance department from the town could do.
Well, if that gives us the option of using it for the next couple of months while we're waiting.
Yes, it does. That's So all that can be put back in. It's very simple. It's a couple of GRK screws into the wood rail and dig out the post holes that were dug. I'm pretty sure that it was taken down very carefully. And again, I don't know where it is. It's stored somewhere here in the municipal building. Some of the town employees took it down, and someone would have to direct them, who has the authority to do so, to put it back up.
Can we ask Isaac to do that?
He was a part of taking it down, or took it down, or blocked it off or something.
Yeah, it's pretty simple to put it back
Yeah,
up.
I can ask him.
That would be great. This way, people can use it. It shouldn't take, I can't believe it's more than just a few hours at best to put that back in place. While I'm here, I also thought it might be helpful to just kind of, again, give another overview of the budget, because I think people get concerned about, additional work and things like that. So this is the report that I gave the select board late August last year. This is my last.
Okay, thank you.
Extra for Alicia. Alicia already has her copy.
Yeah, mine's in my office.
Thank you for the copies, Alicia.
Sure.
So, basically, the total cost for the bandstand restoration was $60,855. $60,855, of which $35,800 was donated. So the vast majority, more than 50% of the project was donated, and that's in cash. That doesn't take in all the in-kind donations from many contractors, Limerick Light Iron, Limerick Steeplejacks, all kinds of folks dedicated their time and materials. The town portion for the bandstand, including the $1,000 of this anticipated expense for this rail that we're talking about now, the town portion was $28,000. So, again, the town, very tremendous support from the town, but overwhelmingly, the funding was provided, more than 50% of the funding was provided by local folks. I just think it's important to remember that, because when we talk about these buildings that we have, when we talk about maintaining them, it's good for the townspeople to know that, yes, town dollars go towards them, but lots of other resources are involved in them also. Are there any questions about the budget or anything else that I talked about today?
No, just a lot of thanks for you taking this on, Neil.
Sure. It's a worthwhile project, something that's going to be a testament to our community for a long, long time. And I appreciate the support from the select board. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, next I'll recognize Joanne Andrews from the transfer station.
So much, good to see you.
I contacted 6 electricians, and I met with 5 of them at the transfer station. A couple of them I met 2, one I met 3 times. We have 2 bids there. Out of the 6, we got 2 bids. I'm really happy about that. They were all given the same electrical information to Atlantic, from Atlantic Recycling Equipment. He sent them all the electrical specs on the compactor and what was needed, so they all had the same information. And this came at a good time, because when I was at the conference 2 weeks ago, the DEP is putting a prohibition on open-top containers for household waste in 2005. There'll be no more. So we hit that pretty good, because we'll be up and running before then. So if you want to open those bids,
Okay, this first one is from Goris Electric, and it's, the total is $10,400. This one's from LB Knox and Company, and the total is $14,935.
They both shared their bid with me. There is one difference. Mr. Knox was planning on going overhead to go from the main panel to the compactor, or to the pole by the compactors. And Mr. Goris is going underground. What he's gonna do, he's gonna do exactly what Bob DeVille was gonna do when he was gonna do it. So I'm a little nervous about even considering going overhead when you're talking about the big trucks coming in and out.
So the lower bid includes underground.
The lower bid,
Wiring.
what he's gonna do, he's gonna pull the aluminum wire that runs from the big box to the one by the pole, and he's gonna replace that with copper wire. And that way, it'll be able to take 200 amp service instead of 100.
Okay, so, well, I can pass these down, and then we'll take a vote to approve that.
Any questions? Any more questions? I did want to say that I took 3 courses when I was at the conference. Two of them were on hazardous and special waste, and the other one was on DEP annual reporting. So, and I gave Alicia the certificates for those courses. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Joanne. Will somebody make a motion to,
I make a motion that we give the job to Goris Electric in the amount of $10,400 for the work to be done at the transfer station.
I'll second that.
further discussion? All in favor? Okay, and you'll get in touch with, good, thank you. Okay, moving on to old business. Cemetery mowing. Katie, do you have any update?
So there was a meeting on Monday last week. Wade joined me for that. It was the two of us and Joe. Excellent, I think, meeting. He has a really good course of action going on. He's already started taking care of some of the veterans' graves in the cemeteries, and he seems to be really organized. Now it's just a matter of getting public interest, getting more volunteers. During our meeting, there was a suggestion to maybe see if we can have a stand for him during the vote next month in this next room, if we're doing that, so that the public can be aware as they're walking through and done voting.
He said he's already done 10 of the cemeteries, and he's working on finding them. And so anybody that wants to help out or whatever, and we did tell him that we did budget some money for that, and it's not up to him to, if he needs anything, to let us know. Money for gas or whatever he needs.
And he's talking about getting some flyers and seeing if there's any interest in like, the projects, for kids to graduate or whatever, so through the school district, yeah. So he's doing some outreach. Maybe we see if Boy Scouts is interested helping.
All right, thank you. For the fire building update, I have a note here. It says, installation of the communication tower started today. Final cleaning continues, and contractors are working on the punch list items. They're aiming for a June 1st move-in date. They would like to invite the board to do a walkthrough next Monday before the meeting. They are tentatively scheduling a Limerick citizens-only open house so they can see it with a date to come. Formal ground opening ceremony either June 22nd or 29th with senators, and more info will be coming. So how about we meet over there, next Monday?
Did they say senators were coming?
Yes,
For the groundbreaking one.
for the June 22nd or 29th, whichever that is.
That's his goal for King and Collins to be there.
Can somebody ask them if they can bring a check?
I'm thinking we should only invite them if there's money involved.
I'll reach out.
Well, could we maybe arrange to meet over there at 6 o'clock next week and take a look?
Works for me?
Can you help set us up so someone's there to,
Yeah.
I'll let
if
Vinny
not
know.
I
you,
can get in.
and, give us the tour?
I will reach out to Chief.
Okay. Review the legal accounts. I did not see any tonight, so we'll update that as it comes. And FOAA requests, as usual, they're put onto the website. And for the deed work for Tibbetts Park update,
No update on that, but when he brought the information in a month or so ago, before the meeting and handed it out, he had the question about the boundary, setting the pins, and that's something that we need to discuss, what we want for, if we want granite, or if we want the pins, or he'll have to bury them there out by the road, but we haven't discussed that, and so that's something we need to think about.
okay, is that something we should discuss tonight, or are we gonna wait on him to give a recommendation?
Well, he didn't, we had he brought us the information a month ago,
Yeah.
and we haven't discussed it yet, and we can look that over again and see what he put down and discuss it next week.
Okay, sounds good. The town charter update, we should have an update again soon. The Brick Town Hall repairs, we have an email from the CEO.
So this was in relation to the email that I reached out to, asking, as the building advisory committee, we'd recommend that there wouldn't be any type of water source or bathroom above the media cabinet. That we would recommend it be a conference or a storage room eventually, but nothing right now. Stan responded and he said, the second floor does not need to have a bathroom as long as there is access to one on the first floor. If the town were to make the new bathroom ADA accessible, that would require permitting from the fire marshal's office as well as a barrier-free permit. So basically, there doesn't need to be a bathroom up there. So my recommendation, as well as the building advisory committee's recommendation, would be no bathroom up there and no water source up there. Just so we don't have another rainfall like we did last summer.
So will we still be able to accept the check from the insurance company?
I'm waiting to get the new quote from the builder that I previously had now with the changes. Like, I've reached out to have him adjust that, so at least we have the quote that we can then send back in to MMA. But yeah, I think
Because we would have to do,
we get paid if we,
the check will come to us.
yes, but was there something if we do the job, we got more, or I can't remember what was part of the thing from our adjuster.
I think, I mean, one way or another, something will have to be done. Will we,
Yeah, it either needs to be turned into storage or put back into the
Yeah.
bathroom. Agreed.
so we'll need, I don't know.
Well, they're gonna, I don't remember how much, they won't,
I know.
so you've got 2 years to do some, they're gonna depreciate it,
Yes,
and they're not gonna pay us a depreciation amount
yes.
until the work is completed. You get 2 years to complete it. So we could always go back somewhere down the road, and you don't have to do, if we decided to put a bathroom on the second floor on the far end, that, if we did it somewhere else in the building, you could still get the money back. You don't have to put it back item for item based on their estimate. So, we can accept any check you accept doesn't hold you to,
Doing what?
doesn't hold you to doing what they've asked or what they've itemized.
Yeah.
And it also doesn't hold you to that being the end. If we do get an estimate on what they quoted,
Yeah.
and we can argue that it should be more, taking the first check doesn't stop that.
Okay, good, yeah. If I'm reading this correctly, the net claim is $6,748.69. And then recoverable depreciation would be $1,440.45. So we should be getting a check for the $67.48. And then we'll deal with more if need be, if we do something further upstairs.
Can you double check with Julie to see if ServPro has been paid, either directly from the insurance company?
They were paid from us.
Have we been reimbursed for that?
I can check with her.
Double check, because I think on our
There was
report,
a warrant a couple of weeks ago.
yeah, on our report last week, that account was overdrawn, which makes sense because of the insurance claim.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming when this money comes back, she
I'll
just
check
puts
with
it
her,
back
see
into
if
that
she's
account,
done
but
it. They were
yeah.
pretty good, like with the, consolidated bills, once we sent those and paid those, getting a check back, but yeah, they finally reached out about payment. I was like, I thought you'd been paid.
yeah.
Okay, next item is the town-owned property letters. There's no update, but we are working on those. And the vault update, anything new, John?
No, they're still monitoring it.
And the new building park sign, still waiting on holes
Still
being
waiting
dug.
on our SD graphics.
I saw the thing up there, though. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, that it should be, last a while.
Pretty sharp.
Okay, anything on the shelter survey?
We're working on getting a few measurements, still to finish that up and check a few boxes. I'll get back in touch with Ray this week.
Okay, repurposing of the boat launch in Lake Arrowhead. There's nothing new, but a note here says the path is in, but no area for parking. That's still the same as the last time we discussed. So there's a pass, but there's no way for a boat trailer to get in there. Outlook and municipal office cameras and the heat detectors. Anything on that, John?
Still waiting on Cunningham.
Okay, the squad truck bid review is on hold. Building Advisory Committee, poison ivy control at the Grange Hall. Did we get that information to Dean about,
I did email it to him.
yeah, because one thing on the, if one of the suggestions there was to use, vinegar. And we should note that if vinegar is used, it will not only get rid of the poison ivy, but nothing else will grow there.
Yeah, I know he was also looking at getting what it would cost to be like certified to spray stuff too. That was the other thing we're waiting on.
Okay.
I think we skipped the addition to the personnel policy.
Oh, sorry, yes. Okay, under use of accruals, we'll add number 6, which would read, each employee will have their left EPL, earned paid leave, time paid up to 40 hours out in December, if not used prior to year end. If there is a reason for EPL time to be carried over, department heads must write a letter, and approval is needed by the Select Board and will be approved on a case-by-case basis. The actual earned paid leave will equal 1 hour for every 40 hours worked during the previous 12 months in accordance with the Bureau of Labor 26 MRSA subtitle 637. So
Do we need a motion to change that?
About time. Been
to
waiting
accept
on
the
this.
change, yeah.
Haven't even started the meeting yet. I got it.
Did you make that motion?
I asked if we needed one.
Yes.
Who wrote this?
So Julie and I, so it was kind of, Waterboro has something similar. We talked about, and the wording could be a little bit different as you read it, the wording could be a little bit different at the beginning, but, she said, of course it will, the books will even out at the end of the year, but you may have somebody who, they're going on vacation in January or February, you've planned it, but if we take away anything that you could carry over, you know, you can't earn that before you would go. So that's why she thought if we did a case, if department heads wrote a letter that, you know, so-and-so has planned vacation for, it'd be a case-by-case decision to carry over how many hours it may need.
I did see that Waterboro's personnel policy had that on there. They automatically pay it out. In the conversation I had with the attorney, when I was looking into this, I was told that it is not legal to require that they pay out their EPL.
Not required?
That we cannot require it.
So what's the alternative? That it just carries over?
Up to 40 hours.
Up to 40 hours.
Right, they would carry over what they have. Unless they chose, right? If we wanted to change it, that would be an optional cash out, I think is the only way to do it, but we would have to allow all employees to do that. But we can't,
Okay, to cash it out, but not mandatory.
right, we can't require it. According to the conversation I had with the attorney, I think I have an email I can forward you to.
Yeah,
So that would be the only thing I would say, like, just change it to option.
so basically an opt, like
Yeah.
you have the option of cashing out
Yep.
or carrying over. Okay. Of course, it makes it much easier for her to have them cashed out.
Yes, and according to the state's page, if you carry over 40 hours, you cannot accrue more the next
No,
year.
and we have that
Yeah.
on the other side, you can see we had, so it might be keeping
I just want to make sure that we all,
the number
Know
one.
that.
Like the, basically what you have for use, but it's up to a maximum, and two, 1 and 2. So it's really just changing it from the option that you have before year end of cashing out or carrying over what you have.
Well, should we rewrite this? And Katie, where you've been speaking to the attorney about this, should we?
Yeah, well, I figured this would go to the
I was,
attorney
and I was,
before it became a,
Yeah,
you know, signed in thing that we sent out to everybody anyway.
Okay, well, let's,
So I
let's-
will, if Katie sends me her email, Julie and I can go back, I think that that can be the wording unless anyone has the other changes that they, but it will be, it's going to be all employees will have that.
and there's no changes in 1 through 5, just the addition of 6.
Yeah, and I think so we'll end up keeping, so we'll add 6, but it will also be keeping D. Cause if they're carrying over, that information needs to be
Yep.
there.
Okay. Then moving on, the Bricktown Hall 3rd floor water. We're waiting on the plumber, and there's no new update on that. Meeting with Trio. Harris Modem Waves people are in office on the 20th or 22nd at 12 PM. Do we know?
I just looking for any insight from you guys, Katie had responded, I think in the office people, more board that's involved with that, the better they feel about it, so, Modem Waves is pretty on board, he just wants me, he'll probably, call in, zoom in, Harris will zoom in, so I think I just need to know what works the best for you guys. We thought of lunchtime because then everybody here would be available unless the office does close. I just need more guidance on,
Well, and if the select board, if more than two of the select board show up, does that make it a public meeting?
more than three. Is it more than three? Or
It
is
has,
more
if
than
it's more than two, if there are three of us, we're a quorum and it has to be recorded.
So does that make it a public meeting and have to be advertised?
three?
I guess I'm asking, I think that's what it sounds like to me.
I would, yeah, to me, if that's what it sounds like, if we're all planning on going, do we all,
So if only two of us show up,
Yeah.
or
You're fine.
we don't have to,
I
and,
know that I can't make it there. Those are my normal day job hours, so I won't be able to be there.
I'll take one for the team and not show up.
thanks, John. I've already said I can be there, so there's that, if it's the 20th or the 22nd.
The
Yeah.
duel between them.
well, I said I could, that I would make myself available, and Wade's nodding that that's acceptable to him.
Sounds like it's you and
Wade
me,
is so
Gil.
mad that he can't go.
Okay, so the
Okay.
20th or 22nd and 12 o'clock is kind of what we were thinking.
Yep,
I mean, I'll send you guys a reminder, but
okay.
Yeah, well, yeah.
minus the 3 in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine. I just want, I just, it's a lot of people to like try to
Coordinate.
and the more the better, so we can have that handled.
Okay. Review of emails for exchange.
You all have the list. So as long as, there are a few on there, been checking with the department heads that they think that they could get rid of, that those people don't use their email or even check it. So I think we have a few on there that we can delete, but I think as long as you're good with the list, then we can move forward.
Are the ones with the dashes the one that are not gonna be?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
This
good.
is just so that we can get a quote from
I have a
Chris.
quote.
We
that
do.
They've already approved,
Oh.
voted, yep.
Apologize for that.
What, I can't remember how much it was per
Seven,
email.
72? No.
Each,
I think
Yeah,
it is
72.
it is 72 each.
So this one will be a little more, I'll make an Excel sheet. Not that we didn't keep track of the other ones, but it's a little different when they're free.
Yeah.
Over wanting to pay for,
I just do see. There's a couple on there that don't have dashes.
that you think shouldn't have it.
Ron Smith.
Yeah, I don't think, I know, I'll check on those, I don't think, yeah, we wouldn't move those forward.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones that are gone or
Right.
those,
Okay,
like
okay,
they've
yeah.
resigned, yeah.
Okay.
So we can say a few, I mean.
Yeah.
But as long as the list looks okay, then.
Okay, well, we'll move forward with that.
Okay.
And then we'll go on to new business. We have a Bricktown Hall, a couple of Bricktown Hall applications. One is Mike Nichols, June 29th, July 22nd, August 31st, September 28th, November 26th, and November 30th. This is the Freedom Lodge dinners. And look for a motion to accept that with no deposit required.
I make a motion that we allow Mike Nichols to use the Bricktown Hall on the dates that I mentioned with no fees.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. And the next one is from Diane Shepherd of the Secocas Lake Association for a workshop on July 20th.
Forwarded that.
They've also asked for no deposit since it's the Secocas Lake Association.
I make a motion that Diane Shepherd is allowed to use the Bricktown Hall with no fees on July 20th, 2024.
Also second.
Okay, all in favor? Just double checking, making sure that's not on the list of the first one we approved, so that date is available. And review the code of ethics policy to cover social media.
Well, I know you talked about it last week. It was kind of brought back to my attention that maybe it does not cover it, so I at least brought the policy so you can see if you do feel it does, or maybe it doesn't.
In looking, I didn't notice anything on social media on there, and whether we need to add something, might be advisable to take a look at that.
Yeah, so maybe you take it to review, or,
So let's put that under old business for next week. Okay, sign the R.H.R. Smith letter. And that has to do with our audit. I think that just needs one
your
signature.
Yeah.
Plan for Article 6 moving forward. So we will be having a special town meeting after June 11th to revote on Article 6.
I just wanted to know if that was the plan, so we can get that in motion as soon as, we can.
That was because there was a typo, and it should have been account 522 instead of 552. So it's invalid because of the proper wording not in place. So
I think a special town meeting can be done.
Do we know for sure what is in that account?
I beg your pardon?
Do we know for sure what is in the franchise account? I know that's been a question too.
I know in my reports from last week.
Certainly should have.
Somewhere.
I don't have my reports from last week on the balances in that account.
I just think we wanna.
I want to say there was two of them, they were in both, don't quote me, I thought they were both in the $20,000 range.
Okay, on the report we got last time, 522, the franchise capital equipment had a balance of $32,768.80. And there is no 552. So is that something we need to decide quickly, or will we be having maybe some other special town meeting issues coming up that we can?
I
You can certainly wait until after the vote. if you
wait
want,
until after, yeah.
Yeah.
Just to know, yeah, that's true.
Okay, and
Hey, Gil, can you back up this R.H.R. Smith letter? The one we have to sign, or you have to sign
yes,
from the auditor? I mean, we just got this tonight. Would you mind waiting a week for us to take a look at it? If we have any questions? There's a
Yeah.
lot of information here, so
okay, well, let's,
is that
Keep it on.
Is there a deadline on that letter? I thought,
I don't.
10 days? With 10 days, they ask you to return the letter within 10 days, 10 business days.
okay.
So we've got,
Well, she got it.
That gives us till next Monday. And there's a lot of, I mean, this management letter has a lot of a lot of questions that I think we'd like to get answered before we
yeah, we'll
see what their
review,
recommendation is on.
yeah, we'll review all the information that we received tonight for next week. Okay, with that, are there any hearing of citizens issues?
I already wrote your name down, so yeah, you go.
I was worried you weren't gonna show up, Steve.
I was gonna say, he did that on purpose.
Related, so you'd have a false sense of happiness.
All sense of hope.
But anyway, Friday night, did all 5 of you guys get a phone call or a text from the guy that cuts the ball fields?
Just me. I don't think he had, which I wish he
I
had.
did
gone on.
realize
I don't
today-
know.
He said he had all
Did he-
5.
Cause my
And then
message
he-
said he had no other number but mine here, which was on my voicemail.
On my way home.
See,
the
he couldn't get into the ball field, so he left me a message at 6:15, so I got home at 8 o'clock and called him. And
I do have a key if you'd like to take it to him tomorrow.
you do have a key.
Yeah, I already left him a message today.
Okay.
So the
he
key
can
got
come get a key.
changed. Luckily, we tracked them down. John went and got them for us. We just got them last week because Isaac needed one. But I never even thought about.
I was just kind of sad. He come down to cut it. He couldn't get in
No,
there.
and
But anyway, he
totally
called me
missed
again
that.
Saturday morning, so I went down, they whizzed off one piece of the chain so the guy could get in there.
No, thank you. That they had changed the ball, they had changed it and didn't
Yeah.
tell us here.
So,
But we didn't know it had been changed.
Yeah, I mean, it was just sad. He drove all the way down to cut it and he couldn't
I
get in.
know.
But anyway, so we get
But
in
we
there,
got
so
it.
I'll get accused of breaking and entering, but anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Why is he
we're on
calling
camera.
you, just out of curiosity?
Well, I've sold the town of Sebago stuff forever and he was a selectman over there at one time, so.
On my way home
not
today, I did
surprised he
have a
knows
voicemail.
everybody.
He's got my thing, so, you know what I mean? And, so with that being said though, the other thing that came to my mind was make sure the fire department has the key. Because if we get a rescue call and we can't get in there, we're in trouble. Because we've been down there a couple of times where we've been able to drive in through that back gate, but that's what was locked.
What I think we should do is have him get
2 locks.
No.
that we do at the-
a Knox padlock for one gate, and use the other padlock for the other gate.
Yeah, whatever you
So,
want,
yes,
I just, after we
I
were
was
down
gonna go,
there.
when I had the keys, I was gonna bring one up there, but I wanted to talk to Vinnie first. But if we can get a padlock that works with the Knox key, do that on the upper gate, and on the lower gate, we'll have the regular padlock for
Right, because like I said,
one guy, the general pub, whatever.
I'm thinking about that if we can't,
Yeah.
we couldn't get in there, I mean, it's,
I mean, there's a time where you cut the lock for sure, but yes.
well,
But
usually,
time-wise,
usually the ambulance doesn't, time-wise, somebody's gonna
Hey,
go get an engine.
yeah, you
and
don't want,
back.
yeah, no, but
while
yes.
playing the game. And the other thing that was a concern was the stuff at the old fire station, all right, is all town property. So before some of that stuff, I witnessed something leaving Saturday, and I was just kind of appalled. So, I'll let
That left the fire station,
the old fire
that
station,
is town property?
yeah, that's town property.
No, I know, what left on Saturday that is town property?
I'll give you a week, you guys can figure it out, and
Well, don't, what you, wouldn't have thought a game, if somebody's taking stuff, let's know what it is.
well, but I've been told by an officer, so they were told they could take it, and the point is, some of the stuff that was taken certainly could have been used in this building. So, I just wanna leave that at that, but it's town property and that's, you know, we'll leave it at that before we open a big can of worms. So you guys can check into that. Those things could certainly be used down here, for sure. And before anything else, people feel that they can just give away and everything else, so. We'll leave it like that for tonight, anyway.
Okay,
I have more questions than I have answers. Saw that in a movie once.
okay, I don't see anyone else to
Chomping at the bit.
have a, hearing of citizens, so I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, and thank you, everyone, and thank you to the listening audience.